Hello, welcome back. So, last lecture we've seen the how we can create a project through the command prompt. Okay, so I will share all the notes, all the commands in description below, so you can have it as a reference. And now we're going to see actual, creating a project through Eclipse. Okay, so let's see that how we can create a project through the Eclipse, like Maven project, right? So now we'll go to the file, the new, then we'll create a project. Click on a project. Here you can see there is a Maven option. Then we'll click on Maven project. Click on next. Okay, and then this is going to be use your default workspace where your project is going to be saved in your machine. If you want, you can change the location or keep it as a default. Click on next, and here you can see this is all the different type of template. Okay, for in our last lecture I explained about the Maven template, like empty template that we're going to follow across the industry, across our whole organization. So this is an empty template. Okay, it will create an empty template based on the Maven. So we'll make sure that it's select Maven Architect Quick Start. Okay, click on next, and then here is a group ID and artifact ID. We talked last lecture about a group ID and architect ID. You have to give a group ID, like most of the times we give a group ID like company name, right? So let's give a group ID example, COD and Code in Box Automation Lab, Code in Box Automation Lab. Okay, Code in Box Automation Lab, or okay, let's keep it this Code in Box Automation Lab, and then your architect ID would be the project name. We're giving to give it say project name Maven test, Maven, say Maven test, or Maven example. Let's give it a Maven example. Maven example. Okay, so this is the group ID and this is our project name, our project artifact ID. Okay, so then after the package will automatically create your group ID dot your project name. So let's give a group ID, say Code in Box. Okay, so that should be good. Let's make it small. Okay, so Maven example, and then finish it. Okay, you will see the build is going on, like it's creating the project at the bottom, and after it's the finish it, you will see it will show you your project here. Okay, so if you click on you can see this is your Maven example. This is my project, and here the arrow, if you click, and you will see this is the empty structure of the Maven project. Like we use Quick Start, so Quick Start structure, it's give you some empty template, so that based on this template we can build our framework, we can build our project. Okay, the automation script, everything. So you can see source src is the main folder. Inside this source folder you can see there's a main and test. There's a two folder, and main and test, it means here is a two folder, it's over here, source main and source test. Okay, so your source main will have our, this is our package, like group ID dot the project name, it's the package, and also source test have a same package. Inside the package, it's empty package. You can see this is the app.java, this is the default Java file. We don't need this one. If you want, we can just delete it, just delete this. Similarly inside this, just delete this. Okay, now this our package is empty, so source/main, this folder will have all the utilities files classes, properties files, resources, everything will be under this source main Java. And source test Java, this is the folder, okay, we'll have all of our classes, test classes, pure test class, just the classes regarding our test cases, nothing else. There will be no reusable code, there will be no like base class, no resources, nothing, no utilities, nothing. You know, it will have all the classes which is directly belong to our test cases, okay. And this is the structure everybody will follow in the company. And then you can see there is a POM file here, you can see the POM file, okay, or this is the heart of Maven. So if you click on POM file, it will come with the default settings, default information. So let's open it. You can see here it's give you some you know, the default structure, like group ID, the group ID we created, this is the artifact ID project, okay, this is the name, and then it's a properties, is give a properties, there's a properties part, the tag, and there is a dependencies, so there's a dependencies tag too. So all of our dependency you know, based on our project that we need, like all the Java files we need, we have to you know, inject, we have to put all the codes between this dependency and dependency, this opening and closing tag. Like there's one by default for the JUnit, we don't need JUnit, but we'll keep it, it's fine. And then so we'll add all the dependency inside this dependencies tag, okay. And finally it's project tag, is closing project tag. So this is the default structure. We'll follow the structure, we'll keep the structure as it is, but we'll input or add all of our code as per we need. If it's dependency, will go here, the properties information will go here in between these properties, okay. There will be build option, so we'll put the build, we'll see where we can put the build tag also, where we can give all the information regarding our different plugin, okay. This is the POM file. So that's the way, you know, it's we created our, you know, our project through Eclipse, and this is a Maven project. Okay, let's see that what would be our, you know, the following concept, like what would be exactly the project we're going to do. So we'll go to Code and Box Automation Lab /practice, this page, practice, okay, this is our practice page. Okay, this is the page, this is the URL, okay. So assume that this is our application, and this application will do some practice, will do some, our project will be based on this application, okay. Code and Box Automation Lab /practice. Here, you know, we'll do something okay. Our project would be, so this is our landing page. In this page we'll get a title of this page, okay. So there is a title for this page. We'll get a title to confirm that so we land on the right page. Then we'll confirm this is the navigation bar. So this is the, you know, the top navigation bar. We'll confirm this navigation bar is displaying, this navigation bar, this up to this, all the navigation tab, it should be here. So it's there will be, you know, we'll confirm this navigation bar is displaying, and then we'll click on a drop down, say radius, say select drop down, okay. We'll select one of the drop down, say probably we'll click on this drop down button, and then we'll select Selenium, okay. We'll confirm that one, and after that we'll click on at the very bottom. If you go all the way down, there is a login. Click on the login button, it will go to the login page, and then we'll enter some invalid username, some username and password, okay. We'll put some username and password and click on login, okay. That's all our you know, the project, our testing project. So it's like two page, right? One is landing page, like this is the page, and then we'll do some test in landing page, and then we'll go to our login page. and we'll do some testing in our login page. So we're going to follow page object pattern. Okay, so for the page object pattern, we'll have a page object separate package in our source main Java file. Okay, in this source main Java file, we'll have our page repository, which is the part of page object pattern or page object framework. So if you don't know what is page object pattern or page object model, please watch my page object the pattern or page object model video. So you will have it. I should create a separate project and explain everything about the page object pattern model. Okay, so please watch it. It will give you a clear idea what is page object pattern. I'm assuming that you know about this page object pattern. And also I will add the link below in description about the URL for the page object pattern example or tutorial. So for the page object pattern, since it's going to page object pattern, let's create inside this source main Java here. I'm going to create a package, new package. I will give a name. It's like page object. Give a name page object, so that I can create all the classes. I can create all the classes belongs to this page object repository. So here I will create separate class for this two. There will be two class for these two pages. One would be for the landing page, another one would be for the login page. So let's create another package. It's called package inside the source main for our utilities. So I will give a name. It's I call resources. Resources. So I give a name called resources. Finish. So inside the resources, I will have all the utilities files like our Java base class, dot properties class. If we use extend report, everything will be there. Okay, let's create now for the page object. So let's create for the resources. First, we're going to inside a resource, we'll create a base class. Let's create new, then a class. I will give a name base class. Let's put it here, base class, and there will be no main method. Okay, so finish. So I have it now. It's base class. So base class, it's all about the reusable code, right? So I will create in a base class, I will give all the information regarding my WebDriver and also the taking the screenshot. So all the different methods that we need to reuse again and again for our testing purpose. So we can put all the method inside this base class. So whatever the method we need, we'll just call those method from this base class. Okay, so let's create here. I'm going to create a file, text file, so that I can create some global variable, and then I can call this global variable like the browser option, and then URL, the application URL, all those things. Okay, select the untitled text file and then give a name here, one of the global variable. So there will be variable and also the value of the variable. So I would say browser equals to say Chrome. Okay, and then I will say URL equals to, I'll put the the URL for my website, the site we're going to test. Okay, this is the value. So codingblockerautomationlab.com/practice, this is the URL. So you can copy this and paste it up there. Okay, so let's save it. So when you're going to save, let's rename this here, give a file name. So I would say data.properties. please make sure, this is important, when you give a name for this file, your file have to give a name dot properties file. Just make sure whatever the name you gave, like I give a data name, but doesn't matter, but you have to make sure after the extension like dot properties file. Okay, this is the type of file that Java have a special class called properties, can load and read the data inside the properties file. So if your extension is not properties, the properties class cannot read the file, so will not able to read the properties inside the file. Okay, so that's why we're going to use dot properties file. So giving a name data dot properties, so the extension is most important, dot properties, and this is the way you are going to write. Okay, and then we'll select where we are going to put source, then main, and inside it Java. Okay, and the resources folder. So we want to put this file inside a resources folder. Click on OK. Here we go. You can see the data.properties file inside the resources folder. Okay, now go back to our base class. So in our base class, we're going to create a different method for doing different job, like common reusable job. So first we have to create a method that's going to be initialize our driver. Okay, we have to create a method. So let's create a method that will initialize our driver, also declare about our browser, what browser we're going to use. So our framework, the way we're going to design our framework, that's such a dynamic way, so that we can just change the browser name here, like browser equals to Chrome. Instead of Chrome we can say Firefox. It will run all the script on Firefox. So this is called the dynamic or robust framework. So it's give you the central power. So one place you will change, it will reflect everywhere, whole script, whole project. Okay, we'll see how we can do this. So let's create first create a method to initialize a driver. So first things, method to initialize a driver, right? Driver. So let's create a method. So we'll give it public, then void. Sorry, if you don't know the return type of your method in advance, no worries, just start with the void. Okay, we'll change it, we'll adjust later on. So start with public void, and then I will give a name initialize, TIALIZER, initializer driver. I give a name, this is just a name of a method, initializer driver, initialize driver. Okay, and then this is a method. Let's put the method body here, the method body. So first we need to read the properties files, because in properties files, what do you have? In our properties files, we have a browser information, also our URL information. So we have to read those properties from this data.properties files. So if we want to read any properties from .properties file, we have to load the file. Okay, we have to load the file and then get the properties or read the properties. So there is a Java have a class is called properties class, so what can load any properties .properties file, and after you load, then you can read the file. So first we have to load. To load it, we are going to use a class called properties class new. So we'll say properties new properties, and then we'll put, so we're create an object of the properties class, and then we put in a variable, say prop, and then return type would be the same class name, right? Hover your mouse, your mouse system is slow. Okay, import properties. Here is a import the package related Java util. Okay, so import the properties. Okay, and after that, now you can see if you say prop use the object reference of the properties class, it will show all the method inside this class. You can see there's lots of method inside this properties class. One of the method is called load. You can see load. Okay, load one of the method. You can use this method. Okay, input, you will use load input stream. Okay, for now, so now load, this method will able to load the file, any .properties file. Now the question is, where this file? We have to pass the path directory of the file, because this function, this method doesn't know where this file. We have to let the path, we have to let this function know where this file is located, then it can load the file. So we have to put it over here, the directory path of the the path of the file. So it means we have to first get connection or get to know by to our script the information of where that file is located. So to connect any file, we can use there is another class in Java, is called file input stream. What can connect any file in our script, given knowledge about that file. So let's create an object called class name file input stream. File input stream, create an object of that file and put in a variable. It's called save file input, right? fs file input, and then return type would be file input stream, right? So this what will do this class? This class will help to connect our properties file. Okay, import, you can import file input stream. Okay, Java IO, import this package, and now hover mouse again. You can see it's saying it's expecting some argument. Okay, inside a file input stream, there is a file argument. It means we have to give the path directory of the file. Okay, where is our file? File is here, right? Right click in our file. Let's get the directory path. Here is the path of the file. Copy it, close it, and put this file directory path as a string. So paste it here. Here we go. You can see, okay, this is our path of our data properties file, right? And now this fs, this variable object reference, have the knowledge about this file. So let's pass this file here, fs now. Okay, and here you can add throw declaration. Now this load function will load file, what file? Which is in fs. Fs have the knowledge about our .properties file. So now it's loaded, done. After the load is done, now it's time to read the data. Read the properties inside this file. So how can we read the properties? So again, we're going to use the variable prop variable of this properties, the object variable of properties class prop dot. You can see there's a method called get properties. It should have a method called get property. You can see there is a get property string key string default value. Okay, we'll use this get property here. We'll use, I think so this one is better, string key. Okay, we'll pass the key string, and it's a type of, it's a string data type and key. Okay, so get property, so it will get the property. This function, the get property function, can get the property. What property? Any one of the property you want to use, like browser, and this is the key, and URL is the key, right? So let's copy, and it should be string. We have seen the data type is expect a string, so you can put a browser. So it will load the browser key from this .property file, right here. And now we're saying, so it will have that, we're saying let's, and so it will load the browser key. It means the value of the key is Chrome. So we can put this one, let's put this one in a variable. It's called, say example, in a variable it's called browser name. Browser name. So, and its return type should be definitely a string, right? So now the browser name variable have the knowledge about the value of the browser key. So over here browser key now is Chrome. So now browser name equals to Chrome. So we're saying let's make it different options. If condition, we're saying if browser name, this variable, because we can change the here browser equals to Chrome, we can make it a browser equals to Firefox. So we'll make a dynamic option, and browser name will have the value of the browser, whatever is a Chrome or Firefox. So we're saying if browser name equals ignore case, browser name dot equals ignore case. If browser name equals ignore case, say Chrome, we're going to compare, right? We're going to say Chrome, and then we want to do something. If it's a match with the Chrome, if it's the key is Chrome, do something. It means run that, run on the Chrome browser and load the ChromeDriver too. So here we are going to give a information about the ChromeDriver information. So we'll say here, we'll say we are going to use our system.set property. So we know we're going to give it the driver information. To give a driver information, we know what we need to do. We have to use system.set property and then WebDriver if it's a Chrome, and then Chrome.driver. This is your key for the ChromeDriver exe file, and this is the directory path of your ChromeDriver exe file. So this will be your path, okay, wherever your ChromeDriver exe file is located. Make sure you give the right path, okay. And then after that we'll say driver, we'll put, we know that a WebDriver driver equals to new ChromeDriver, right? So it means, the relationship between your ChromeDriver and WebDriver. So we create an object of your ChromeDriver class and then put in a variable which is driver, and put the return type would be parent class, which is WebDriver interface. So following polymorphism, we can write this way. If you don't know what is polymorphism, please watch my Java lecture, and one of my tutorial have a explanation, big description and explanation about the polymorphism, which is the part of Java concept. So here let's hover our mouse. Okay, we'll have to okay, here it's saying fix, because ChromeDriver, let me see, ChromeDriver and then new driver WebDriver there. Okay, you have to, we're not going to create a class. So let's see what's it saying. It's saying okay, ChromeDriver, because we haven't because the ChromeDriver is a part of Java Selenium Java library API. So we have to inject all the jar files in your project. Without this, it will not get this the knowledge about the ChromeDriver class, as well as same is WebDriver. Okay, So let's import all the jar file. Okay, let's how to import it. Right click and then properties, and then you will say Java build path, and then inside the library click on add jars, and here you have to find where all those jar files you have in your machine. Okay, so if you don't know where this file, or if you haven't installed it, okay, if you can go to ambient repository, click search on Java, Selenium Java, and come to here. You can download the jar files. Like this is the jar file Selenium Java, and you can this is will be zip file, unzip it, and then add to all the jar files with your project. So I know where is in my system. I have in a user, I have a Selenium work, and here I believe I do have all the Selenium Java. This is the Selenium Java. So this is the 2 files, and I have to add more inside the lib folders. I have another 5 more. Okay, apply and then close. So here we go. Now you save it. Okay, and then now hover your mouse. Here we go. However, after you hover your mouse, you can see import ChromeDriver. Now it's finding the package for the ChromeDriver class. Click on this one, and also for the WebDriver, import the WebDriver interface package. Okay, import WebDriver. Okay, now this is the option for your when it's a browser name equals to match with the Chrome. So I want to keep an option where I want to say, what if about the Firefox? I would say else if it's a match with the Firefox. So I'm making an option for else if I would say, let's copy this one. Sorry, let's copy this one. Else if I'm going to say browser name equals to, ignore case, it's Firefox. I would say Firefox, right? Firefox. So Firefox, if it's a Firefox, so you have to give the information about Firefox or Gecko driver exe file. Okay, so I know it's my Gecko driver is the same place, so you have to know where is your Gecko driver. Okay, let's copy this one. Let's copy, system.set properties, and then put it here. System.set. So this time over here you have to change your key for the Firefox, WebDriver.gecko. Gecko driver, and here is the extension, because for the Gecko driver I can show you where is my Gecko driver. Let me open my folder. Here you can see this is my Gecko driver. Here is my Gecko driver. So it's my ChromeDriver. Okay, this is my Gecko driver. You have to download the Gecko driver, from Selenium official website. Similarly, the way you download ChromeDriver, it should be the same way. Just you have to make sure that you have the Firefox, the updated Firefox browser in your machine, and after you download the Gecko driver, you have to unzip the file, and you will find this file. Okay, Gecko. So the extension is Gecko driver, Gecko driver. So you will have here. So just Gecko driver. So this is the last extension for the Gecko driver. You have to just give the path directory of your Gecko driver, and then we have to write the make a relationship between Firefox driver class and the WebDriver interface. So let's copy it, paste it here. Firefox driver equals to, we'll say Firefox here. Firefox, right? Firefox driver. Then hover mouse, import the Firefox driver class, package. Okay, so this is the option for the Firefox. So if we change here, if we change in over here browser equals to Firefox, so it will match with this condition, browser name equals to equal ignore case with the Firefox. So it will run on Firefox through the Gecko driver. Okay, so similarly we can do for the IE too. So how can you do the IE? I'm not going to put all the information regarding the IE, like the driver, everything, but this is the option you can do. Here it's same way. For if else if, then browser name dot equals ignore case, or you can use equals, is fine. Both method will be fine as long as you don't have an issue with the uppercase, lowercase. Let's put the equals ignore case, equals ignore case equals ignore case IE, and then put the body of the IE. So if you have an IE, if you want to run an Internet Explorer, you have to similarly give the Internet Explorer Firefox information, and also you have to give a relationship between your Internet Explorer class and WebDriver interface. Okay, and then after that we are going to use, okay, where is the closing method? Okay, and after that we are going to use some common information, right? Implicitly wait and driver.manage driver dot, okay, and we're going to maximize. We want to make sure that a window is maximized, as well as we'll put some implicitly wait. So driver.manage, you can see after I type the driver, and there's no method shows inside this driver object, because the reason why, because we declare our driver variable or object inside a method, inside a condition, like if condition. So this driver, it's a local variable. That's why when I'm out of the those if variable, if condition, this is out of the if condition. So it's not, this driver is not able to recognize what driver we're talking about. So let's make this driver, those driver as a global variable. So to make a global variable, we're going to declare at the top after our class. So we'll say, let's make public static, and then we're going to say we're declaring our driver WebDriver variable with a return type is WebDriver. Similarly, we can declare our this properties. We'll need this. Let's make this properties variable, prop variable, also public. Okay, because we'll need this one on later on also. Okay, so now let's type the driver dot. Now we can see we can find all the method inside the driver object reference, have the knowledge from the WebDriver interface. So what method we're going to looking for? Driver.manage. We'll say driver.manage driver.manage dot window. We're looking for window, and what do you want to do? Maximize, right? Maximize. And then similarly we'll say driver dot, we'll put some implicitly wait. So we'll say again manage, we'll say manage driver.manage dot times out, and then we'll say implicitly wait, right? And we'll put say 6 seconds, and then we have to put the unit, time unit, right? So we have to say time unit dot time unit dot, so we'll put the seconds. We'll select the seconds as our time unit. Okay, and so pretty much that's it for my initialize driver method. Okay, So what I did, I initialize my driver, and also I give some option for my browser. So whatever the option over here I declare for the browser equals to value like Chrome, Firefox, it will match with the if condition and will invoke the exe file as per our option, like either Chrome or Firefox or Gecko driver, whatever, or IE driver, and it will run the script based on that browser. And then this is the common things, like it's maximize the window and also put some implicitly wait like 6 seconds I said. Okay, so pretty much that's it for now. This method will come back later on this base class, like probably to put some method regarding taking this screenshot later on when we'll do. Okay, so that's all for the base class, and then we'll see how we can create some classes for our two different pages, all the belonging for the two different pages, like for the landing page here, for the landing page here, all the elements we need for this landing page we'll put in one separate class, which is a part of our page object pattern option, and also we'll create another separate class for our login page. So we're going to do, our project is for these two pages, landing page and login page. Okay, so we'll see how we can declare, initialize all the properties, all the element for our two different pages based on the page object pattern in our next tutorial. Okay, until that, thank you so much and watch the next tutorial. Bye bye.